Hello guys, this is Steno for All YouTube channel. Here we provide you Hindi or English shorthand dictations at different speed. Today I am going to provide you English dictation at the speed of 80 which will help you in various Steno skill tests. Get ready for 80 word per minute shorthand dictation. Start. In our preoccupation with managing the COVID 19 pandemic, we should not lose sight of special issues that may pose problems for women and in the reproductive age group. The special issues are of two kinds, one that relates to medical management of pregnancy and newborn care. The World Health Organization WHO and the Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR have provided guidelines to address this issue. The second relates to the advisability of deliberately delaying pregnancy until the epidemic wanes and the disease becomes endemic. All available guidelines are silent on this issue. Is there a need for exercising a choice of timing of pregnancy? What should be a wise policy for the Government of India or for that matter any government, the ICMR and WHO on this matter? Need for protocols follow up. The SARS CoV-2 virus that causes COVID 19 has a special predilection for the cells that form the inner lining of blood vessels. Therefore, organs that have a large number of blood vessels are particularly at risk. The placenta, a unique organ in pregnancy, the source of nourishment for the growing fetus, is highly vascular. It has been clearly demonstrated that in mothers infected close to the time of delivery, the virus can infect the placenta. A small percentage of newborn babies, 1.4% of such mothers have neonatal infection acquired from the mother. While most newborn babies do not develop clinical disease, rare neurologic problems have been described in them. In this context, it is pertinent that in Indian maternity hospitals, routine reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction RT-PCR testing of pregnant mothers admitted for delivery reveal that about 8 to 10% of mothers are indeed infected by SARS CoV 2. The ICMR, along with the professional bodies concerned, should ensure that the treating teams are aware of the potential for transplacental transmission of the virus and establish protocols for careful periodic follow up of the newborn of infected mothers. If the virus can infect the placenta in term pregnancy, can it not affect the placenta in the first 3 months, first trimester of pregnancy? The important question that comes to mind, therefore, is whether infection of the mother during the first trimester of pregnancy, the crucial period for the development of organ systems in the fetus, can cause congenital abnormalities. In the first trimester of pregnancy, many infections, such as those caused by rubella and Zika virus, cause severe congenital abnormalities in the fetus. Recognition of this fact led to a WHO approved government policy of routine rubella vaccination as part of the immunization schedule of children. Issue of contraception. In the context of COVID 19, it is too early to say whether viral infection during the first trimester will cause congenital abnormalities, but the potential for such an occurrence is real. If it is a florid abnormality, it would be known by now, but if subtle, by the time the effects on the fetus are recognized, it may be too late. Therefore, there is a need to anticipate this eventuality and be prepared for it. In the epidemic context, it is wiser to be cautious and advise effective contraception to postpone pregnancies till the probability of maternal viral infection is minimal. Cutting infection threat. What are the advantages in adopting such a policy? Women adopt contraception, they will not need antenatal clinic visits, which during epidemic times pose a risk of contracting infection in the clinic. Antenatal women constitute a large proportion of subjects who need to visit hospitals regularly, and considerable proportions of healthcare workers at the primary and secondary levels are occupied with their care. If this demand is less because women in reproductive age group practice contraception, there will be less pressure on the healthcare system, which is already struggling under the burden of this epidemic. These healthcare workers can be deployed for the much needed care of COVID 19 patients, non COVID illness, and more importantly, the ensuing COVID 19 vaccination program, a mammoth task in India. The ongoing crisis in eastern Ladakh has raised many issues on the range and trajectory of India China relations. Among these is the future relevance of various agreements that were signed between the two countries to maintain peace and tranquility along the line of actual control LAC that serves as a de facto border. Agreements over the years. Some experts argue that the genesis of the current problem lies in the first agreement signed between India and China in 1993. They say India should not have accepted the term LAC in this agreement, as there was no clarity as to where this line lay on the ground, and this ambiguity has forced India to adopt a policy of appeasement on the LAC. The absence of a delineated LAC is undoubtedly problematic, but it would also be appropriate to put the various agreements in a historical context and dispassionately analyze their impact and their future relevance.